All right. We are now in finals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. It is time for the final round of the third Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Now, unfortunately, it involves an individual that I know is going to do their best to make my life a living hell in terms of the potential 10-minute testing that emerges from this. I'm talking about Sampai once again on Invoked Mekk-Knight versus Basam Steel, the winner of the weekly Pro Play Games free event, playing Dragon Link. So two very competent players. Thankfully, neither of them are playing Eldritch, so this should be over faster than the hours that it would take otherwise. I am now in the game, and I will let them know I am ready whenever they are for the final round of this tournament. I want to give a quick thank you to the 253 of you who have come by to share your weekend with me, watching my dreams be dashed to the rocks as Sampai claws their way to another victory. Still waiting on Basam real quick. And I'm pretty sure the third place duelist was Jason Leonard, Jeff Leonard's son, piloting Eldritch, and the fourth was Burrito Man, also piloting Eldritch, who unfortunately had to attend real life events. All right, we have made it in, and I will take you there now. All right, so it looks like Dragon Link has gone first. Not like it really matters. Basam Steel's deck is made to set up as hard as possible, as often as possible, and Sampai's deck is made to break decks like Basam Steel's. So he's led with a Dragon Shrine, setting an Absol Dragon, followed by a special summon of a White Dragon Wyverbuster to get a copy of Striker Dragon. That White Dragon Wyverbuster is, of course, going to add Black Dragon Clap Serpent at resolution of Striker Dragon's effect. This is just about the best hand you could open. A way to get a copy of Boot Sector Launch in your hand, a way to get a copy of the Chaos Dragons in the graveyard. I don't think I saw the White Dragon Wyverbuster effect activation, so maybe he's drawn the other one, in which case, well, you can't win them all. Ugh, and Boot Sector for 2, you hate to see it. Recharger and Tracer into Heavenly Spheres. Nibiru me now, says Basam Steel. Is there prize support for this? There is. The winner will walk with, I believe, a Duov case? And the loser will walk with IGAS SE. More frustratingly for me, the winner is going to walk with a choice of a 10-minute testing archetype. Sampai previously was responsible for Cyberdark Coin Flip. So, get excited for another one of those. The Ash Blossom coming down in response to the Tracer effect. Now the LP is going to be able to resolve with no fear of Ash for a copy of Darkness Metal Dragon. Though we have used the Tracer already, I believe it's going to be the target, and there it is. Being a tuner is just a little too powerful. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get that Striker into the graveyard in order to put the Recharger back in hand, and here comes Pisty. Though we don't yet have the correct zones, I think that's not going to be a problem for much longer, as Dillingerous Dragon makes it onto the field. Now Pisty will be able to bring back this copy of Darkness Metal Dragon at a link point, and then Darkness Metal Dragon will activate using its effect in order to get probably Tracer again, if I'm being honest. Yep, there it is. This is finals, for those of you asking. It is the final round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. All right, we have made Triple Burst Dragon. Triple Burst Dragon, not necessarily a good card. More important, it's a Dark Dragon Link with 3 mats, and for that reason, it is the perfect target for Quad Boral Dragon. This allows you to discard a card, then target a face-up monster on the field, locks you out of Link 2 or lower monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, then you destroy the monster and can summon rocket material from your grave equal to its Link rating. So we'll get 3 here, the Tracer, the Recharger, and the Dillingerous at resolution, since a rocket monster was special summoned. Next, we're going to make a copy of Borreload Savage. You've probably seen this before. That Borreload Savage is going to be able to equip a Link 3, so it's at a huge attack point value, but going to be set in defense to play around Lightning Storm. An Unchained Abomination from these two Link 4s, and it looks like the Ash Blossom has prevented Basam Steel from making his way into a Silver Rocket Dragon, usual end of board cherry on the top, though it doesn't really matter against Sampai, whose extra deck I believe is kind of extravagancy. Konami announces Coin 2, and Sampai reveals they are here to play dirty. They were ready to go second, and activating the super polymerization for a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon is the most fantastic way to do it. They're going to activate Starving Venom's effect, targeting the Hieratic Spheres for a massive 0 attack boost before setting a card and daring their opponent to tag out. We'll see if Basam Steel does it. I could see it. Nope, instead going to go for the Blue Sky. Now, Blue Sky is interesting in that if the number of cards in its column changes, it won't be able to search anything. So it looks like Basam is going to Hieratic Seal here in order to screw Sampai out of a potential search and extra zone. So Seal is going to be able to tuck that copy of Starving Venom, and then trigger in the graveyard. Because it's been tributed, you can summon a dragon monster from your hand or deck, but its attack and defense are 0. Absolrouter is a fantastic choice, and oh, how does this work? Because it's on a new chain, you mean the Blue Sky not only takes up precious column space, but also won't resolve? The last card in Sampai's hand, the Magical Meltdown. Wow, that's fantastic. Now, he's got a really powerful monster with Piercing, but I don't think it's enough. It's very slightly off lethal. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, going to go into a Verte Anaconda here, and oh my god, we have seen this all tournament. Sampai activating Invocation as the final set card in order to go into a Makaba. Then afterwards, they might be able to use the Invocation effect to get back this copy of Invoker. And can they fire the other Invocation as well? No, instead they're going to Verte Anaconda. Of course, can't send Super Poly, but can send Neos Fusion in order to summon Rainbow Neos, and then activate Rainbow Neos' effect to tuck his opponent's monster. Get in for 45, 5, 25. You may realize that's very slightly short of lethal, I believe. But it is not if the card in your hand is an A-lister, which can be pitched to the graveyard to increase the attack of one of your fusion monsters. So Sampai just executing the same combo he's been doing all day for a quick game 1 against his opponent. I mean, it'd have to be, what, Battle Fader here? A-lister in the damage step will do it, and Sampai is 1 win away from walking away with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine Series victory. Sampai Decklist win. I will get it out very shortly. I'm probably going to try and submit it to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck tonight. Yeah, to those of you expressing excitement at Rainbow Neos, Rainbow Neos has been a part of pretty much every winning Sampai board. I mean, it honestly has looked unbeatable in this deck. I'm not saying buy Rainbow Neos now, but Sampai is not the first player to have stumbled upon this specific interaction. Invoked Mekk-Knight and most Invoked builds, if I'm being completely honest, are really, really good at assembling 2 materials worth of monsters, and Neos Fusion is just about the best Verte Anaconda target in the known game. Simp for Samp gang. I mean, if you're simping for Samp, you are about to reap returns. Are you even simping at this point if you get exactly what you want? Going into the classic turn 1 setup for Invoked anything, from A-lister the Invoker into Almirage, into Secure Gardna, into Invoked Makaba, but Basam Steel, I think, correctly identifying that Sampai is not likely to assemble a board that's very formidable on the play, forcing them to go first and saying, hey, you know, Dragon Link can play through just about 3 interruptions. What are you going to have? 1, 2 max? Yeah, let's go for it. And I don't know about Dark Ruler no more. When it trades off with just a Makaba, it's less impressive than normal, but it still might be able to get the job done. It's going to put Bassam in a winning position, but not necessarily a position to end the game on the spot. I mean, if you just walk over the Makaba here, do you consider just passing? Alright, the Absorider Dragon is going to eat a Called by the Grave, but Bassam has not performed a normal summon or gone through any meaningful play. I mean, likely Sampai has something like an Ash Blossom in hand, and oh my god, that's miserable. Goakai Myru Drago does a couple of things for this strategy. It prevents your opponent from summoning light or dark monsters. That includes Nibiru. It includes additional copies of A-Lister or Makaba. Though you wouldn't be summoning A-Lister especially. And it includes every Mekk-Knight. Usually it's good as the end of a board. Not so much the start. Not so much the start. It is at the very least going to prevent his death this turn, because Sampai won't be able to combo off before the main phase is over. So they'll get in for about 1,600 here. And then attempt to pop off afterwards. Well, if you're Sampai and your opponent has just permitted you to do this, I mean, you must be feeling pretty secure, you know? Your Makaba being live might be enough to win you the game. Man, Dark Ruler No More seemed like absolutely useless. What did Dark Ruler No More accomplish? Absorider Dragon potentially resolving? That's rough, buddy. Alright, there's Seifert. Oh, Seifert is one of those cards that requires investment, which is a prime target for Makaba's negation. Alright, Seifert's going to activate, sending itself, which prompts a Called by the Grave from Sampai. Wow, what an insane draw. So by banishing Seifert, now Sampai hasn't had to use the Makaba activation and is free to activate it on the next thing Bassam does. Bassam says, yeah, I can't beat that, go ahead. And while it might be unlikely that Sampai has a lethal here, I think it's going to be trivial to work their way into an unbeatable board state. A second invocation, sending into Nibiru. Looks like the Kawaki Myru Drago was correct. Getting themselves another copy of Invoked Makaba. This is 400 off lethal as it is right now. Normal summoning this copy of A-Lister might just do it. Firing off another invocation for, I don't know, a Raijin, really anything, is going to be enough. A Purgatrio it is. Sampai saying, you had no chance against my one invoked fusion, so what could you possibly do against 3? And showing that Invoked is really giving this deck unbelievable going first potential, walking with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Cwarantine series. God, no. Ah, jeez. Oh, man. I mean, what is there to say about that? Obviously, Sampai is an incredibly good player, and a real textbook slam on pretty much every match we had them on camera for. Deftly weaving those Verte Anaconda lines into Neos Fusion, into Rainbow Neos, shuffling Giant Skyhawk's graveyard, Bassam Steel's board, every Eldritch player in the tournament's back row. Just an absolutely incredibly heads-up list that I'm excited to share with you in the coming days, as well as a truly evil individual when it comes to 10-minute testing requests.